Welcome back to This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I am your friendly neighborhood mutant here solo today. Pear Bear is still on paternity leave. If you listened last week, it was me and Swan. This week, it's just me. A little update for everybody. Pear Bear, baby, mama, big sis, all doing great, except Perry's bumper. Apparently, somebody bumped into him at the gas station. So he is currently dealing with that. So put that on your list of things to send positive vibes for. But other than that, he's doing great, spending extra time with baby. And we miss him. I miss him. It's a thing. It's a thing. I miss my sweet prince. It's just not the same. It's almost like just this comfort. You know, when you're alone, maybe you just left the house, you've slept in the bed with your mom for 23 years, and this is the first time that you're out on your own. You have your own apartment, and you just miss that warmth of a body next to you, making you comfortable. That's kind of how I feel right now. So anyway, we'll get through this together. Next week, another special guest with me. I won't say too much, just in case something happens and, schedules mess up or something. But otherwise, I'll be here, but I want somebody to be with me. I want somebody to entertain you all. You guys are animals, and you're demanding, and the show must go on whether I'm uncomfortable or not. So here we are. You know where else you can find some animals? You can go to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. But at $5, you get all the bonus stuff. You get the pregame chats. You get this episode uncut a day early. You get some other bonus stuff we do. We do Pours from the Floor. We do Simply Irresistible. And we do Pop Chicka Wow Wow, which I did a Pop Chicka Wow Wow this week. And it's delicious. But you can only find out what I did on Patreon. Also, I had a special guest on the pregame chats, which got a little wild. So check out that there on Patreon. Like I said, all the bonus stuff. It's the best place to not only support the show, but support yourself. You support yourself by entertaining yourself and using us as your entertainment. It's a win-win for everybody. Help us help you. Otherwise, we usually start the show out with either two segments, Sips and Snacks, where we pair something with something, or Flying Blind. And last week, even if you haven't listened to last week is a pretty good pairing episode. I actually learned how to pair things with Swan John. He was amazing. He flew in, showed me his skills of pairing, brought tons of snacks. So I think we've got plenty of stuff to listen to, especially if you haven't listened to last week. We're paired out we got to take a break from pairing. So we're going to do Flying Blind. And how are we going to do that since it's just me? Well, I found something the other day. If I turn the camera that way, that one of these ways, I've cleaned the basement. Perry, this is the cleanest the basement's ever been. You're not here. I got a little side table set up with the mixer and the computer. This table is even a different table. I found a table at the Goodwill that's even better. That's why I'm sitting a little higher up. It's almost like a bar height thing. It's got some stools with it. It's really nice. I really wish you could see it, Perry. And we're back. I'm fine. I promise. So I was cleaning up a little bit, and I found something tucked away. It's kind of like, it's on Christmas morning, and, they go, what is that over there in the corner? And you're like, could it be a secret present? And it's wrapped in this cheap wrapping paper. I guess somebody chose to use newspaper from Hawaii. So we know where this came from. Thank you, Don Nishida. And I apologize, Don Nishida, because I don't know how long this has been sitting over in the corner of that shelf. And I found an answer key. They were close to each other. I hope that, this is the answer key for this. This could be years in the making, you know. And Don's never going to send me anything else again because it took me this long to find this or to do this flying blind. So let's see what happens. I'm going to blind myself. Hopefully the answer key works. I don't know. There's a lot in here. I'll probably just do like one or two. But let's go. Let's do this. Open up this wrapping paper. You know, and touching back on like when, you know, they did the secret present in like the corner. Never happened to me. I only saw that on movies and TV shows. You know, still waiting on the milk and the cigs. So I just had to live my life through TV shows. Cut it off for a second, Perry. And we're back. I'm fine. I promise. It's going to be okay. I'm good. All right. Let's see. Oh, you know how we can figure out how old this is? I will try to open this in a way that the newspaper has a date on it somewhere. Surely there's something in here. Ooh, we got 3 big samples. Let's see. Our 141st year, number 286, the year of our Lord. What is the 141st year? All right. It's baseball. Let's see what was going on in Hawaii. Hawaii was defeated by Utah State 34-41 on this day. Well, yesterday, it would have been Saturday. It would have been Saturday because this is dated for Sunday. So college football, Hawaii lost to Utah State 34-41. 11-13-22. Almost 2 years old here. So this is fun. What else is going on in Hawaii at this time? Ooh, that don't sound good. Ooh, National Park Service warns against licking Sonoran desert toads. Well, that's what's happening over there. This is really a frog licking or a toad licking article. It's about 7 inches long and emits a potent toxin. Look, I'm not joking. Stop licking toads, Hawaii. Anything else fun? We better get on to this. Furniture sale. Probably too late to go there, Don. Sorry. Ashley Furniture. A little coupon here or something. All right. Anyway, let's get back to it. All right. So, got these out of the bags. I decided I'm going to do 2 of these right now. There are 3. These are labeled red, black, and purple. What I'm going to do is 2 of them. Like I just said, I'm literally repeating myself. I'm going to do red and black. Patreon is going to get the purple review. I will tell you what all they are at the end when I try to guess red and black, and you'll know what purple is. So if you want to know what I think about purple, then stay tuned afterwards if you're on Patreon. And if you're not on the Patreon, join and you can find out. So let's pour these up. Red on the left, black on the right. Red. Red has it's appropriately named. Kind of a Twizzler note, red gummy note on the nose. Black. Ooh, black's a rye. Gotta be a rye. Ooh, it's dark too. So I don't know if I get like a black licorice on that, but it is dark. There are some like dark fruit, like a dark rye. It smells like a really dark rye. All right. Red might be a rye too. Short finish on red, but it's very bright, very candy-like. If it's a rye, I don't think it's a high rye. This is either a high rye bourbon or a low rye, if that makes sense. But it's very bright. It does kind of continue through the nose, red Twizzler, red gummy candy. Ooh, black. Oh, that is definitely a rye. That is maybe a 95.5 rye. Reminds me of the MGP rye. It's a very mapley rye. It's got a lot of maple, but rye spice too. So it's kind of like a maple finished rye. If I was going to guess, I think it's higher proof. No, I think both of these are around the same proof, maybe like 115. It's just the short finish on red, I think, goes with probably the mash bill. Like, I really feel like this is a... Did I just spill that on myself? I really feel like this is like a low rye. And this one is a true like 95.5 rye. And the finish on black is delicious. Like, it keeps going and going and going. Out of the two, I would prefer black. But red is really good as well. Red is probably deceiving. Like, I could drink a bunch of this and not even be like, oh, I need more. And then all of a sudden it's probably like a hazmat or something, knowing how good I am at this. All right, and then we got purple, which that's for Patreon. Purple for Patreon. All right, let's hope this answer key is actually the answer key to these. If not, then I don't know. Maybe Perry would have to insert like it below what Dawn. I could ask Dawn if he even remembers. Oh, it is. Oh my God. Patreon's gonna get a good one. Ah! There's actually a... Okay. I was kind of playing around on Patreon because I was wondering what Don's, theory for red, black, and purple. I was like, why not green and all that stuff? Well, there's actually 6 bottles in this flight. I must have only found 3 of them. So somewhere there are 3 more blinds. But he did call this your 2022 Rye Blind Flight. So there's a blue somewhere. It's Templeton 2022 Barrel Strength Straight Rye Whiskey. There is a green somewhere. That's Russell's Reserve Straight Rye Whiskey Single Barrel. I love those. And there's a white somewhere. That's a Knob Creek Single Barrel Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey. Aoki collection. Ooh, I've actually had some of the, if it's the same one, the rare character picks that Steve Aoki and his brother, I believe, did. I've got to try some of those. But anyway, let's get to this. Purple is a hitter, and I'm not going to say it, but the only hint I will give is it comes out once a year. It's a rye, and he should have called it orange. That's all I'm going to say. So figure it out, and I'm going to review that. That's awesome. All right, so red and black. I liked black better. I actually have this. I actually have the black. That's funny. And I have the red. Like, no wonder. This is exactly what it is. All right. So bottle red, Pursuit United Blended Straight Rye Whiskey Batch 7cc. One of my favorite ryes. One of Perry's favorite ryes ever. $60. 108 proof. So I'm kind of close on the proof. Now, I can't remember, without going over there, what the mash bill on that is. I want to say it's got some 95.5. Don't hold me to it. Please don't quote me at that. And then the black is Blackened times Willet Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey finished in Madeira casks. One of my favorite ryes. 109.6 proof. Mash bill, combination of high rye and low rye recipes finished for 14 weeks in Madeira wine cask. 6.5 to 8 year blend. $140. Wow. I actually have that bottle right here. No wonder, and I love it. I have another backup of this. This is one of, some people didn't like this at all, and I absolutely love this thing. Well, Don, better late than never, right, Father? He's never going to send me anything again. These are good. I knew that red one was familiar too. Delicious altogether. Anyway, moving on. What have I been drinking recently? Well, I actually set them right here in front of me so I would remember. I had a few random things here and there, but two things that stick out to me were the rest of this Jack Daniel's 12 that Perry left over here. Whenever we did that, had a little bit of that. Love that bottle. Once again, I am a big fan of batch 10. Sorry, not batch 10. The 10 years old one. But this one is 107 proof, 12 years old. Just delicious. It's delicious. And then when the Bills lost the other day, I finished off one of my 15-year Knob Creek picks. This pick was from Unlimited Spirits. It's a 2019 number 2. I actually have number 1 over there as well. Didn't go crazy and finish both of them off. I'm not that wild. But this was, by the time this comes out, 10/14 will have passed, but this was barreled 10/14/2004 and selected on February 11th, 2019. They just don't make them like they used to, do they? These things are so good. Like legit, so good. They make me feel something every which way. I have a few, and they're all getting low, and I'm at that point where I don't want to see them go, but I don't want them to get worse either. So, there's actually a little bit in this. I want to just kill it right now. I hope that sounded nice. So that's what I've been drinking. I'm trying to think of anything Perry's been drinking. He's actually been drinking stuff that we got sent that he hasn't let me try yet. Could have told me about them. But I see them posted in Discord. I know you sometimes like to take a little pour off of something when it gets in, but you don't really flaunt it around. But you did. I've seen a couple pictures. I want to try them. And then you answer, "Oh, my curiosity just killed me." You know what else is going to kill you? I'm done. And we're back. I'm fine. I promise I'm fine. So, we got a bottle to review today, but before that, I want to talk a little bit kind of about this bottle and the whole thing. So, let me grab this. You probably already figured out from the title that we are going to be reviewing the newest blend from Dixon-Dedman in the 2XO series. This is the Sneakerhead blend, and perfect little picture there. Sneaker on there, gold, looks beautiful. We're a big fan of 2XO and everything Dixon does. So this is unique to me. I've not opened it yet. I don't know what it tastes like, but he actually called it the Sneakerhead blend, and I think that's awesome. There are several people I know that are into bourbon and sneakers. So we've all been waiting for this just because it's going to be good. But, how do we figure out, does this feel like, a blend that was made with sneakers in mind? How do we even know? Like, he's not going to be like, it smells like fresh feet, fresh soles. The color of, the aroma of this, the color of that, whatever. So I wanted to talk for just a bit about how similar being a sneakerhead is to also being a bourbon head or a bourbon enthusiast. So sneakers and bourbon, whether you think about it or not, the whole hobby almost is parallel with each other when it comes to certain things. So just taking the basics of it, everybody, stupid word, I know, I hate it, subjective, everybody's subjective. So what shoe you like to wear or what bourbon you like to wear may not be the same as everybody else. But there are many styles, there are many flavors, there are many colorways, there are many mash bills that we all end up finding what we like. We like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So just the basics of it, bourbon and sneakers are very similar. One is probably more necessary than the other. I would say, we have to have shoes. We don't have to have expensive shoes. We don't really have to have bourbon. But both of them, having nice shoes, having nice bourbon is a luxury, and it's a hobby. So let's move forward a little bit. Let's look at resellers and trading and all this. Everybody knows the secondary market for bourbon. Maybe it's dwindling a little bit. Maybe it's not. I don't know. And everybody knows that people buy bourbon just to resell it, and everybody gets mad at them because they take it. They use bots to get raffles and everything, and people don't get their bottles because of resellers. That is the same thing with sneakers. Sneaker releases now are usually raffle based, just like a big bottle. And if you win the raffle, you win the right to buy it. Bourbon does the same thing. Sneaker does the same thing. It's exactly the same. People get mad the same way. And like I said, people use bots. People use bots to buy up all the sneakers, then resell them on secondary markets. And people will use bots to win all the raffles and buy up all the bourbon and resell that as well. So as bourbon, and it feels like they've kind of came up at the same time, like StockX and Flight Club and all this stuff has just skyrocketed. And there's still Facebook groups, there's still other places that sell bourbon on the secondary. Another thing is the price. The price of everything goes up, but I feel like the price of sneakers, if you look at it 10, 15 years ago, the same shoes you can buy now are way more expensive than they were. And same with bourbon. They are way, the same bottles we used to get for this price are now even more. It's very popular. Both are popular, and both just continue to break our wallets, especially when you're fans of both of those. Another one is there is a term called a daily driver. It can be like a car or whatever, but a lot of sneakerheads will say, well, my daily wear, my daily drivers. It's just the same as whiskey. We have our Turkey 101s, our Elijah Craigs and all that, but people have their daily shoes. They don't want to wear their limited edition ones and all that. So right now I'm wearing some of my daily ones. These are just gray New Balance 993s. I have a couple of pair of gray New Balance that I wear them out. I go through them. I buy multiple pairs. I wear them all the time. Just like a Wild Turkey 101. How many times we buy Wild Turkey 101? It's our daily. Then there's also limited editions and different this and different that. And just like limited edition bottles, people will not wear limited edition shoes. I'm not one of those people. I wear all my shoes. But people will hoard shoes, and they will not open the box. They'll leave them in the box. They won't wear them, and eventually they fall apart. Same way with bourbon. It won't fall apart. Luckily, that's the big difference. If you don't open it, it's just going to sit there. But people will buy up their bourbon, and it will sit, and people will just look at it on shelves, just like people will just look at their shoes on shelves. Same thing. It's the same thing. And the fan base is the same as well. Some people are very funny and laid back, and they don't get mad about stuff. And some people say if you wear these shoes, you ruin it. If you pour this whiskey over something, you ruin it. Fan base of whiskey and bourbon is so similar, and many of them cross paths, and that's why we have a Sneakerhead blend, I think, because there are so many people who love whiskey and they love shoes. What else? Let's see. Anything else I can think of? People like to trade whiskey, just like shoes. People like to trade shoes. I'm kind of rambling now, but those are the main things. It really is almost the same hobby. One you wear, one you drink. I did bring some shoes that I showed you my dailies. Here's another pair that I have been wearing a lot recently. These are Jordan 1 lows. These are they look like dragons. They are the Chinese New Year. And the box is awesome. It comes with the same color box. And this actually looks like it's got scales kind of on the green. I love green sneakers. And what else do I got? Here's another pair of my favorites right now. Well, I've had these a long time, but these are Jordan 3s, and this is kind of the Kentucky blue colorway. I do prefer my Jordan 3s with the Nike Air on the back, but these are still nice. So you'll see me around, especially around Kentucky basketball season. I wear these a lot to games. Now I've got two here that I actually won the right to buy in raffles. Did I say raffles or did I say rifles? I don't know. What the fuck am I saying? I won these through raffles. Legit, didn't pay anything extra. This was probably one of the sneakers of the year, 1 or 2 years ago. These are one of my favorites. I actually wore these to Tim Bip live show, not last year, but the year before. These are Jordan 4s, and these are the Nike SB versions. Now, this was the first. SB is a skateboard. So they took kind of the sole and like the SB like inside of this and put it on a Jordan 4. So it's so much more comfortable. This is made for skating, and it looks awesome. The green, and once again, the green. But there's not been any other kind of Jordan SB shoe yet. They recently came out with a BMX shoe that was a Jordan low. But this right here, I won this off of Oneness, which is a shop local to Louisville and Lexington. And I've never hit anything probably this nice on a raffle. These are gorgeous. I love the red Jordan right there with the green. These are awesome. And just recently, this past summer, this was a big release. I love New Balance. I know a lot of sneakerheads they just do Jordans. They just do Nikes and all that. But I love New Balance. And these were the Baklava. These are 996s. This is from Action Bronson. He has his own shoes at New Balance, and they're very hard to get. See the box on the inside. And these were the blue colorways of these. These are some of my favorite shoes. I wore them all summer. You saw me at Disney. I was wearing these. They are just gorgeous. Purple laces. Got a little bit of touch of brown tan in there. And I got these off of his website. Same way, enter a raffle. Am I saying that right? Why when I say raffle, it sounds weird in my head? Am I going crazy? I don't know. Either way, these are a holy grail right now. These are probably my favorite shoes of 2024. Just, they look so good. And I got them for regular price, and I got them the right way. I have gone on secondary play. I go on StockX all the time. I've ordered shoes there. That's just the only way you can get it. Bots are everywhere, and they take all the shoes, and they take all the bourbon. Either way, I'm not mad about these because I got them the right way. Great price. Beautiful color. These are right now my favorite shoes of the year. So there you go. I know this is a very video heavy episode. Since I'm showing a lot of shoes and stuff, I apologize to the listeners, but go on YouTube. The show's on YouTube. You can go watch it and you can see all the shoes I am talking about. All right. Enough about shoes. Showed you shoes. Let's get to some whiskey. Now, I text Dixon before the show, and I haven't opened the message yet, but I asked him to tell me what he would pair shoe-wise and snack-wise with the Sneakerhead blend. Oh, that's another thing, sneakers and whiskey together. It's all pairing them. You pair your favorite sneakers with some of your clothes or where you're going, the event you're going to. Pair your whiskey, favorite food, what friend's house are you going to, what are they going to like. Pair everything. Pair it all. Kind of blanked out for a second. That was a little had to throw that out there because it is spooky season. But we haven't really talked about it, and it just hit me just now. I don't know why just now. So have fun with that. All right, back to the review. Once again, this is the newest release of 2XO. This is the Sneakerhead blend. Let's see what it says here. As long as it doesn't, I don't think it says any notes. The Sneakerhead Blend is the 5th release of the Icon series, a collection of limited-time small batch blends. Each blend is unique, created by blending stocks from my finest barrels and crafted using my double barreling process. The Sneakerhead Blend comes from my love and passion for sneakers, for sneaker culture, as well as collectibles that represent one's unique sense of style. So yeah, collecting bourbon, collecting sneakers goes hand in hand, or foot in mouth. Is that right? I love the black and gold on these bottles. They're so good. I actually brought out the Tribute Blend as well. We might compare a little bit. All right. Here we go. Ooh. These types of bottles with like the smaller neck on there always make the best cork pop. All right. Let's see what we got. Okay. Smells dark. Smells it does smell, it does have that kind of leathery like oak. So that's funny. That's like a material you'd have on a shoe. But it's like leather and chocolate. Like a chocolate barrel, I guess you would say. Like very oaky and chocolatey. But there is like this little like almost like a green apple. It's like a chocolate apple, I would say. More chocolate, less apple. Smells really good. Ooh. Ooh. That's got a really bright finish. Like the finish turns it really bright. Peanut butter, the apple is still there. I would almost say less chocolate, more peanut butter, a little bit of apple. Chocolate, peanut butter, and apples with a very bright apple finish. Like the finish brightens up, and that's where that like green, bright apple, almost a sour apple, like a sour candy. Once again, well done. Going back, it does get a little darker on the finish, but it's still there. Yeah. It's leathery and chocolatey and a little bit of apple on the nose, and then big bunch of peanut butter, chocolate, apple. This would be fun on like eating like a chocolate cake with it, or maybe like a chocolate chip cookie. I really like this. The nose, oh man, that nose is awesome. I wish the finish was longer. I think the finish does die down a little bit. It does make me want to go back and get more, but it doesn't really have that really long Kentucky hug on the finish. If I was going to pair this with shoes, I would definitely pair it with my SB Dunks, because it's got that green and kind of that bright green on there that's just like the finish on this. Sorry, excuse me, not SB Dunks, the SB Jordans. Did you know that for a while people compared Blantons and Panda Dunks to each other because, well, everybody wants Blantons and everybody wanted Panda Dunks, and they're okay, but they're not the greatest, but people treated it like they were the best of everything. So, yes. Anybody asks you what sneakers are the Blantons, it's definitely Panda Dunks. All right. Nose, palate, finish, price. It's our system. We rank each one of those out of 5 with a total score of 20 being the max and obviously 0 being the lowest possible you could get. Either way, on the nose, my favorite part of this, I'm giving it a 4. It's leathery and chocolatey and just a hint of like this fruit on there, big barrel notes. 4 on the nose. Palate kind of dips down a little bit. I would say a 3 on the palate. It changes. I kind of wish I didn't have as much of the peanut butter on there. I wish it hit more chocolate notes with the apple on the palate. I'm not mad at it. And then I'm struggling with the finish because The finish is delicious. It brightens back up. You get big apple notes on the finish, but it's short. So am I going to give it a good score because the notes, or, me, I love a big, bold finish. So I think I'm going to go right down the middle. Not right down the middle. It's not a 3.5. It's not bad. It could be better. It's definitely better than just good. 3.5. Then priced $99 for these, I believe. Mine might have been a little cheaper. Got a little discount at the store I got this from. $99 for a bottle blended by Dixon Dedman that has consistently been good this whole time. I see nothing wrong with that. $100 is a lot. There could be many things you could buy with $100. He could easily, he could have, like, I think we mentioned this every time we talk about 2XO. He could have took these blends and charged $200. Who knows? I think they're reasonable. I will give it a 4. If these were, $65, $75, a 5. But, if this was $150, we'd be down to like a 3. I think a 4 is a good score for these. I would have to go back and listen to all what I've said about the other ones because, they've been the same price, so who knows what I said. But right now, in my current state, in the current mind of the mutant, the messed up mind of the mutant, I don't know why I'm doing this. It's definitely a 4. So we've got 4 and 4. That's 8, 11, 14.5, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not going to try to add that up again. 14.5. Delicious. Dixon I think when I was thinking of price and how it's been the same, and also these have all been good, I think that's the main thing. Like, they're all different. I've got them all lined up here. You got the Phoenix blend. You've got the Innkeepers blend. You got the Tribute blend. You got the Kiwa Island blend. And then you got the Sneakerhead blend now, and they're solid across the whole thing. I'm telling you, like, I will never be disappointed in these. Like, if he continues to do this. Now, he could be a troll. He could troll us all and just be like, you know what? I'm going to make something shitty. I'm going to put it out there, and I'm going to prank them all. Probably not the best business choice, but he's Dixon Dedman. He can do whatever the hell he wants to. Oh, let's check the message. What would Dixon pair this with? Let's see. Oh, here we go. All right. From Dixon Dedman himself. I'm going with a good pair of Jordan 1 lows. Love me some Jordan 1 lows. If you're watching, those would be similar to this. I have several colorways of this. This is another daily for me, unless they're like a limited one. Then, I don't wear them on the daily, but I wear them. But Jordan 1 lows, you get these in about any color. And I prefer the kind of the OG ones with the short tongue. Some of them have longer tongues on them. So that's what he would do. And a Twix, even though that's probably not a snack cake in the traditional sense. So a Twix bar. So he's got like the chocolate. He's got the cookie. He's got some caramel. I can see that. That definitely get that chocolate, and maybe, that caramel and cookie is kind of what, kind of similar to the peanut butter I was getting. I can see that. So there you go. What would Dixon pair with this? Jordan 1 lows and a Twix bar. Let's do a little bit of comparing. I just want to try some of the Tribute blend. Get me a glass here. This is one of my favorites. I have a backup, so that's kind of why I was drinking this one. That I didn't really have a reason. I just thought I would compare two of the Icon blends. So different, though. The fruit on that one is more red, kind of cherry, strawberry-ish. Not dark at all. This is definitely a darker, you would think, if whatever the ages are. What did we say? Did he say on there? I don't remember. I don't think too many things are that old. What are they? The 6 to 8 year things. Don't quote me on that. Either way, you would think the Sneakerhead blend has some darker, older stuff in it, while the Tribute blend is very much a big, like, kind of typical cherry vanilla bourbon style. Once again, both delicious. Oh, that's so good. I'd recommend this. I'd recommend the Sneakerhead blend, even if you're not, especially if you're a sneakerhead. If you collect bourbon and sneakers, you got to get one of these. I mean, you just have to. It's like if they made an anime blend. You think Dixon would blend me an anime blend? I'd have to have it. If you watch anime, you'd have to get it. It'd be awesome. Dixon, blend me an anime blend. I wonder what Dixon's favorite anime is. I don't know. Leave it in the comments. What do you think? Probably something like friggin'. I could see him like a Yu Yu Hakusho for some reason. Kind of old school. Maybe Slam Dunk, probably. I think he likes basketball. Maybe he's wild and he just likes Neon Genesis. Who knows? Dixon is a man of mystery sometimes. Loves rap. High proof hot takes. Moving right along. Do I have any high proof hot takes? I've been pretty happy. I feel like my high proof hot takes are all the same. They're just kind of in different experiences. I don't know. I had an experience at work where my high proof hot take is be the same person you are in one setting as you are in the other. And I'm not talking about just being like professional or being goofy. Like, I know, like, I'm not the Whiskey Mutant when I'm at work. Although apparently a lot of people have found my TikTok and my Instagram, and Whiskey Mutant is becoming more popular around my work site, which I don't know how I feel about that. But I am saying, like, say you're a very like calm and like chill person, whether you're in a meeting or you're just doing your job, and you go and talk to somebody, you both are like just talking normal, like, oh, you're calm, chill too. But then, like, if something comes up and say like the other department calls you and there's an issue, don't freak out and just go straight to like attack mode. Why don't you talk to the person just like you would if you're like in a meeting and you're having a civil conversation? I don't get that. I don't understand why people, when they are comfortable around you and they talk to you, why sometimes they flip out and they go straight into attack mode. Why do they do that? Take your time, talk it out. You probably can figure out the answer together instead of yelling at each other. Yeah, had that happen. Person called me. I was like, hey, and they're like, not blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what? You never talk to me like this. What the hell? I don't know. Just be yourself in all situations and be calm. I know there's sometimes you got to get in a situation where you got to go psycho mode, but most of the time it's not the time. Just be nice. Talk it through and let me talk. Don't cut me off. Now I'm getting mad. Now I'm getting fucking mad. Turn it off, Perry. And we're back. Oh, yeah, so I'm good. I'm not mad anymore. Tips and bits. What do we got, Perry? Oh, he's not here. I know what he's doing right now, though. He's probably rocking his little baby to sleep. So, tips and bits from Perry. Be a good rocker. And I'm not talking about singing. I'm talking about rocking. Be a good rocker. Maybe you have a grown-ass kid and they like to be rocked to sleep. Be a good rocker. Maybe your friend likes to be rocked to sleep. Be a good rocker. That's straight from Perry. Now, for me, I've been watching some My Hero Academia. The new season, or seventh season, kind of came back, and the episodes have been really good, so I recommend My Hero Academia. There's a new anime called Dan to Dan, which is it's like a kind of a mystery, horror, like sci-fi anime that is just kind of taking over the internet, I think. It's on Netflix and Crunchyroll. But it's about one kid who believes in like aliens and like spaceships and sci-fi stuff, and then this girl who believes in like ghosts, and like her grandma was like a medium, and they end up kind of figuring out that they both feel this way, but one says one's not real, one says the other's not real. So kind of the situation gets reversed. She has to go to this place where usually there are aliens and UFOs, and he has to go to this place that's haunted. And guess what? The UFO kid gets haunted, and the ghost girl gets abducted by aliens. So it's going to be crazy. It's going to be rowdy. It's going to be fun. And then lastly, if you're a long-time listener, you know I love the anime Bleach. The final season, like part 3 or whatever, they're doing that thing where it's the final season, but actually it's going to take 10 years for this to end. It's back. Animation's amazing. Music is amazing. Fight scenes are amazing. I highly recommend either watching the new season of Bleach if you've watched it before, or going back and rewatching and getting caught up on Bleach. That's it, I think. Spam call, just like normal. I mean, just like when Perry's here, spamming a lot. Spam-a-rama ding-dongs around here. I think that's it. I mean, if you really want to get animated, you can go to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. You can support the show, but at $5, you get all the bonus stuff. Like I said, you're going to get a bonus version of this episode, uncut, comes out early, and there's going to be a special review just by your boy after this, Patreon only. Also, there's pregame chats, there's bonus stuff, Pop Chicka Wow this week. Go there, support the show. Best thing to do, best $5 you can spend in the world. I mean, look up everything that costs $5. This podcast, Patreon, comes up as number 1. I promise you it does. You can also go to YouTube if you want to watch this, youtube.com/mybourbonpodcast. Watch this show, any bonus stuff we put on there. Sometimes we'll do reviews up there. If you want to send us an email, you can send an email to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. If you want to get some merchandise, you can go to bourbonshop.threadless.com. If you want to send us a package, maybe you got some snacks, you got some samples, bottle, anything, send something. Just send it. Send it all. Send yourself to P.O. Box 22609, Lexington, Kentucky 40522. If you want to leave a voicemail or a text message, you can go and dial. I don't know why. You can go to the website. What? No, you dial it. What was I trying to say? 859-428-8253 and get spooky. Send some spooky text messages and voicemails, and we will read them or listen to them. And then just like, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff. Or find us on all social media. Instagram @MyBourbonPod. You can follow me @Whiskey Mutant. I also have a new podcast about Disney stuff with my wife. It's a small Disney podcast. You can follow us on Instagram. It's a small Disney podcast. Or you can go to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We just released episode 2, and hopefully we can keep our schedule going, and we'll have number 3 out a day after this. And then just tell people about us. Share it. You can share us. You can like us. You can subscribe to us. Do all the things. I think that's an episode. Perry, we miss you, but we're happy that you are doing your thing with the baby. So, catch us next week. I'll be here. There may be somebody with me. But until then, I'm Eric, the Whiskey Mutant. We'll see you next time on This Is My Bourbon Podcast. No.